Yo, what is poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building. Y'all know how we do. Before we get started, we got to shout out y'all, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. And while you're here, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. Share if you want. And while you're at it, you know you can follow my TikTok, follow me on Blue Sky. That's where you'll find most of my adventures. Instagram, you know, I don't deal with the Twitters and all that, but we back at it. And rookie minicamp starts tomorrow. So we gonna get into this Shedeur Sanders thing, man, because it's gonna start popping off. Y'all ready? Let's go. Of course, y'all know who Tom Brady is, right? Of course we do. But Tom Brady took the time out to say a little something about Shedeur and the draft, and it ain't had nothing to do with him. Ain't his fault. But let's hear what Tom had to say.
In the room, Shedeur Sanders. What happened, Tom? Why did he go so late in the draft?
I mean, it's a good question. I wasn't a part of any evaluation process or
Skip Bayless says otherwise.
No. Well, everyone's got that's the problem with media is everyone can just say whatever the fuck they want. I actually texted Shedeur because I know him very well. And I said, dude, like whatever happens, wherever you go, like that's your first day. Day 2 matters more than the draft. I was 199.
Yeah.
So who could speak on it better than me? Like what that really means. Use it as motivation. You're going to get your chances. Go take advantage of it.
Correct. And as you know, that's Shedeur's mentor. That's his man. 100 grand, Tom Brady. So you got to respect what the man that you respect tells you. You know what I'm saying? Even though things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to turn out, you still take advantage of those things. You do great. And now Shedeur will be wearing 12 instead of 2 because Mr. Carter, a veteran player, came in and said, hey, I want to wear 2. And Shedeur's like, bro, go ahead and knock yourself out. You wear 2, I'm going to put on the 1-2. So I'm going to match my brother down in Jacksonville, Travis. And then I'm going to match my mentor, the GOAT, Tom Brady. And then I'm going to put up GOAT-like numbers. Because we all know that starting spot, it belongs to Shedeur Sanders. You know what I'm saying? And the Kelsey brothers, they had something to say about this anonymous stuff, this draft stuff. Let's check it.
Story out of the draft was obviously Shedeur Sanders sliding to the 5th round. Some people had him like top 10 picks, right?
God, I love this for Cleveland. I really do, man. The Browns fan deep down in my heart is just like, yeah.
A lot of anonymous reports prior to the draft that his team interviews went poorly.
I think whoever's the anonymous person that's saying this should come out and say who they were and what.
Say it with your chest.
Like, what the is that about? I'm not sure why he dropped, whether it was the interviews or whether it was stuff that they saw on film. What I saw on film, I thought he was a way higher pick. And I think that's all that should matter. I feel like this is going to be such a fresh start for him. I can see him working his ass off and becoming the starting quarterback in Cleveland at some point, for sure.
The reality is, to me, it's hard to find a great quarterback in this league. If these teams really felt that Shedeur Sanders was a top first-round talent, they would have picked him. The bottom line is teams just do not think the potential of Shedeur Sanders panning out the next level is high enough to warrant an earlier pick. And teams get this wrong all the time. They got it wrong with Brock Purdy. They got it wrong with Tom Brady. This is not like an exact science. And I'm happy Shedeur Sanders is going to get an opportunity to go to Cleveland because clearly Cleveland wants to replace their starting quarterback. They picked 2 of them in the draft.
Shedeur, hit us up if you need any food recommendations out there in Cleveland, big dog. Good luck becoming the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, brother.
I hope he makes it and he brings all of the people that he brought to the meetings to the contract that he signs after he leads him to some playoff game. You know what I mean? Like, I hope this just happens in the biggest you to everybody around their questioning that side of things.
And like he said, hope it's the biggest view to everybody. But, we're going to see what happens. Head coach Kevin Stefanski had a talk with the Cleveland Morning Show about Shedeur Sanders, said some pretty poignant things, and he gave some good insight on the upside of Shedeur Sanders and what he thinks about Shedeur after the draft and how he thinks he's going to move around now that the draft is over and rookie minicamp is about to start.
You handle a quarterback and a player that might be one of the most scrutinized fifth-round picks to ever come out of the draft?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Shedeur, and the truth is, Jenny, that once you're in the building, nobody really cares where you were drafted, first round, fifth round, undrafted. I've been around so many great players that weren't drafted. And there's guys in the first round that we know are great, and some guys that don't make it out of the first round. So how you end up on this team is really not important to me or to us. Shedeur is a player that we spent so much time with in the pre-draft process, getting to know him, whether it was in our building, in Boulder, Colorado, traveling down to the East-West Shrine game. And then you watch all his tape. I mean, he's got a ton of tape from Jackson State to Colorado. So we've done a lot of homework on Shedeur. I'm excited about having him in the building.
But what I'm really curious about is, and look, we've heard what all the pundits say, but I don't care about them. I care about you, who's now his head coach. He fell in the draft. Obviously, you guys, the Browns themselves, passed on him 6 times. Why do you think that he lasted until the 5th round?
Yeah, I think it's really up to every team, Andrea, to make those decisions on when they're taking guys and what positions they value and that type of thing. Clearly, he has the talent to go higher in the draft. He didn't. That's our job right now, to dive into the things where we can help him. It kind of goes to what we talked about previously. None of these guys are finished products, and Shedeur certainly has things he can work on. But in terms of the person, in terms of the kid who's willing to work, I think that's who we're getting. We're getting a guy that really is not so concerned about where he landed in this draft, but he is willing to put in the work, and that's what we're going to do.
And I think Shedeur is going to put in a whole lot of work. He is the best quarterback they have in that quarterback room besides Joe Flacco. I also think they'll keep the 2 rookies, and one of those veterans have to go. Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, their pick, but their best bet is to keep both rookies. You got to develop somebody. Somebody has to be your future. Joe Flacco is only right now. Kenny Pickett has not yet proven himself to be a franchise quarterback in 3 years at a couple of different teams. So you got 2 choices right now. Everybody wasn't too overly ecstatic about these 2 quarterbacks being drafted back to back. The Browns gave up 2 draft picks for the 6th and 7th round to come back in and get Shedeur early while he was still on the board. Dylan Gabriel is a smaller quarterback, yet unproven, but he has 6 years of college experience, has played the most games in college football. So you have 2 quality quarterbacks, and you got 2 first-round picks next year. So you will be able to build upon what you have now. So everybody is hoping that they keep both quarterbacks. Shedeur is starting quarterback, Dylan's backup, and then you can continually start to build around Shedeur and the rest of your team with Myles Garrett on that defense, setting it off and getting off the edge and sacking quarterback. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We're going to get out of here. Y'all have a good day. Don't be too easy. Remember to leave your comments in the comment section. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Shedeur going to take us out. Y'all be easy. Have a blessed one.
Sanders is a bad brother. This brother's something special.
Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback in the draft.
Great presence on the football field. He's got a strong arm. Very accurate.
Shedeur in Cleveland?
Sanders 10. Sanders is home. Touchdown.
Sanders lets it go. Strike. Sanders, quick completion. Sanders fires. Got a man.